Once upon a time in ancient China, marking the birth of governance and dynastic succession, this tale begins with the Xia Dynasty, a government that emerged around 2070 BCE, weaving the threads of history with the first strokes of dynastic rule. Initially dismissed as a mythical creation by later Chinese historians, the Xia Dynasty found validation in the 20th century when excavations unveiled sites matching the descriptions in ancient accounts. The Xia Dynasty, however, did not endure the test of time, as it succumbed to the rise of the Shang Dynasty around 1600 BCE. The Shang Dynasty, a more historically grounded entity, later faced its own fate at the hands of the Zhou Dynasty, which took the reins from 1046 BCE to 256 BCE. Doubts lingered in the corridors of history, as some scholars argued that the Xia Dynasty was a mere myth, a creation by later dynasties to denounce their predecessors for alleged immoral conduct. Yet, the physical evidence uncovered in 20th century excavations challenged this notion, leaving scholars in a quandary. The saga deepens with the rise of the Xia Dynasty, led by the legendary Huang Ti, also known as the Yellow Emperor. Emerging from the tribal roots of prehistoric China, Huang Ti ruled the region of Shandong between 2697 to 2597 BCE. Credited with shaping Chinese culture, he introduced a form of governance that would endure for centuries. His contributions spanned the invention of musical instruments, the development of silk production, the establishment of laws and customs, and advancements in medicine and agriculture. Huang Ti's legacy endured, and even in death, he became a tourist attraction, with his mausoleum in Huangling County, Shanxi Province. The reins of the dynasty were passed to Huang Ti's grandson, Zhuangxu, one of the renowned 5 emperors who founded the Xia tribe. Through victories over rivals, the Xia tribe paved the way for the establishment of the first dynasty in China under the leadership of Emperor Yao. Yao's rule saw the construction of grand palaces and humble villages transformed into bustling urban centers. A philosopher king, he governed wisely, embodying the principles set forth by Huang Ti. And so, the ancient chapters of China's history unfolded, with the Xia Dynasty laying the foundation for dynastic rule, guided by the wisdom of Huang Ti and Emperor Yao. Xia Dynasty continued with the challenges faced by Emperor Yao and the subsequent rise of Yu the Great. Yao's rule was marred by the vexing issue of controlling the flooding of the mighty Yellow River, a menace that disrupted agriculture and displaced or drowned his people. In a bid to address this grave concern, Yao appointed Gun, a man revered as a demigod in many accounts, to tackle the relentless floods. Gun, earnest in his efforts, toiled for 9 years to find a solution. Each passing year, however, witnessed the waters growing stronger, swallowing more lands and claiming lives. Despite his determined endeavors, Gun's attempt to construct dikes proved futile, leading to further devastation and loss of life. As Yao relinquished his rule to his successor, Yu Shun, displeasure loomed over Gun's failure to control the unruly waters. In some versions of the tale, Gun met a tragic end, either taking his own life, facing imprisonment by Yu Shun, or choosing self-imposed exile in the mountains. With Gun out of the picture, Emperor Shun turned to Gun's son, Yu, to complete the monumental task and put an end to the catastrophic floods. Yu the Great, armed with the lessons learned from his father's struggles, recognized the importance of collaboration and humility. Gun's downfall had been attempting to face the challenge alone, underestimating the need for assistance, and working against the forces of nature. Yu, on the other hand, enlisted the support of surrounding tribes, coordinating efforts to construct canals that would guide the water harmoniously towards the sea. For 13 years, Yu dedicated himself wholeheartedly to the task at hand. His unwavering commitment was so profound that he never once visited his home, passing by it 3 times during his labor. Encouragements from his family and colleagues fell on deaf ears as Yu refused to rest until the plight of the homeless and the victims of flooding was resolved. His perseverance and single-minded dedication inspired those around him, transforming him into a role model for his people. Once the relentless floods were finally contained, Emperor Shun lauded Yu's achievements and entrusted him with command over the army. Yu, now a seasoned leader, led his forces against the San Mao tribe, perennial adversaries who had long raided the borders of the Xia territory. Victorious in his campaign, Yu expelled the San Mao from the land. In recognition of his triumphs, Emperor Shun declared Yu the heir to the throne. Yu the Great's rule marked the official beginning of the Xia Dynasty. His achievements extended beyond conquering the flood and defeating the San Mao. Yu's legacy endured for his role in establishing a stable central government and organizing the vast country into 9 provinces, a move aimed at facilitating governance over such an expansive realm. As the pages of time turned, Yu the Great's rule extended for 45 years, marking a period of stability and innovation. On his deathbed, he faced the pivotal decision of naming a successor. Initially hesitant to burden his son Qi with the weight of rule, Yu intended to appoint his minister. However, the people's admiration for young Qi, who had endured his father's absence during the Great Flood with unwavering resilience, led Yu to name him as his successor. This marked the initiation of the policy of dynastic succession. Under Qi's rule, the Xia Dynasty continued its journey, witnessing both highs and lows. Qi's son, Tai Kang, proved to be a lackluster ruler, but subsequent leaders displayed remarkable skills. The later Xia Dynasty saw the emergence of numerous inventions and innovations, such as advancements in armor for warfare and the establishment of chivalrous rules in battle. A notable figure during this era was the heroic Shao Kang, whose legends echoed through the corridors of time, revitalizing the nation. However, like the ebb and flow of a river, the Xia Dynasty began to experience a decline under the rule of Kang Jia, a leader more inclined towards strong drink than the responsibilities of governance. Successors like Gao and Fa failed to bring about positive change for their people, indulging in self-serving pursuits. The final blow came with Emperor Jia, known for his tyranny and loss of the mandate of heaven to rule. Overthrown by Tang, this marked the end of the Xia Dynasty and the rise of the Shang Dynasty. The historical accounts of the Xia Dynasty had long been shrouded in skepticism, labeled as mythology by scholars from the 1920s to the mid-1960s. The absence of early accounts and physical evidence fueled doubts, leading some to believe that historians like Sima Qian had fabricated the Xia Dynasty as a model precedent to justify dynastic change in China. However, the 1960s and 1970s brought forth a turning point with archaeological discoveries. Palaces and four-walled homes, matching the descriptions provided by historians centuries after the dynasty's decline, emerged from the earth. The discovery challenged the mythological interpretation of the Xia Dynasty. Yet, the debate persisted, as none of the uncovered structures bore a definitive mark identifying them as Xia constructs. The enigma surrounding the Xia Dynasty lingered, an intricate puzzle blending myth and reality in the rich tapestry of China's ancient history. The clash between mythology and history in the narrative of the Xia Dynasty intensified, unveiling a complex puzzle that continued to baffle scholars and historians. As the archaeological discoveries mounted, shedding light on palaces and distinctive four-walled homes that echoed the descriptions of the ancient historians, a glimmer of reality began to emerge from the mythological fog. The once dismissed Xia Dynasty, now supported by tangible evidence, challenged the skeptics of its existence. However, the elusive nature of written records left a lingering ambiguity. Despite the discoveries, none of the uncovered structures bore a definitive inscription proclaiming them as creations of the Xia Dynasty. The debate endured, akin to a river's current weaving through the landscapes of uncertainty. The historical stage shifted to the 1960s and 1970s, a transformative era that compelled a reconsideration of ancient narratives. The discovery sparked a re-evaluation of the Xia Dynasty's place in history, forcing scholars to confront the possibility that it might have been a reality rather than a fabrication. As the archaeological evidence trickled in, it illuminated the past with glimpses of a once thriving civilization. Yet, the narrative remained incomplete, and the true nature of the Xia Dynasty continued to elude a definitive resolution. The interplay between myth and history, reality and fabrication, added layers of complexity to the ancient tapestry of China's dynastic chronicles.